If you take off-roading seriously like we do at TFL, you always carry recovery gear. But how do you keep it accessible, secure, and if you use it and get it muddy and wet, separate from the rest of your gear inside? Off-Road in Mind sponsored this demo of their solution, the Recovery Gearbox, or RGB. Here we have the Recovery Gearbox from Off-Road in Mind, and as you can see, when I push on this material, it's really stiff and durable, but it's surprisingly very lightweight. Now, if we open it up, you can see that it comes with a little instruction sheet, but there's not a whole lot that needs instruction because it's very simple to install. These included straps go through the loops on the back here and through the spokes on your spare tire so that you can put it on the back of your Jeep, your FJ Cruiser. In this case, we're putting it on the TFL Defender. This Velcro that comes with the Recovery Gearbox can be used to strap all kinds of stuff in the box, but before we do that, we want to go ahead and get it installed, so let's do that now. To make this install a little bit easier, I'm going to use this strap and wrap it around the back of the tire to hold the Recovery Gearbox in place while we use its included straps to permanently install it. So we picked a hole that sits below the spoke so that this strap will pull up on the Recovery Gearbox, and that way it wants to stay in place as you're off-roading, driving over big bumps. So we're feeding this strap through. We'll pull it through a bottom hole and go ahead and tighten it up. Nice. Before you get your RGB strap down, you want to make sure to throw a hitch pin in there because that is what you're going to use to latch it in place. And if you have a locking pin, then you can actually make sure that everything you put in your Recovery Gearbox won't be accessible to anyone but you. Now that we have our straps actually mounting the Recovery Gearbox to the spare tire, we can pull this strap off. And as you can see, our Recovery Gearbox is mounted and it does not want to move. It is on there super solid. I can actually move the whole Land Rover just by pushing on this box. Right now I'm mocking up a bit of Velcro that is going to be used to hold our fire extinguisher in place. That away. Right now we have just a few of the basics strapped up here in the Recovery Gearbox. We have a fire extinguisher, and as you can see, it's nice and secure. We have a small shovel, which fits really nicely, and an extra D-ring, but there's still a lot of room. And one of the coolest things about this Recovery Gearbox is that there is a slot here at the bottom so that this recovery strap can be tied to the D-ring on the hitch, and you can then coil it up in the Recovery Gearbox without disconnecting it from your D-ring. And that's especially nice here in Colorado, where we do a lot of off-roading in the snow, because this strap gets covered in muddy, gross snow, and it's not the kind of thing that you want to put back in your vehicle after it's covered in that. The only tools that you need to install the RGB on your vehicle are a strap and a pair of scissors to cut the Velcro. And that's so easy that we actually did it here at the trailhead so we can get right to our off-roading. All in all, the install took about 10 minutes, which means we have plenty of time to hit the trail. So let's go ahead and do that and see how well our equipment stays in place. When you're out overlanding and your truck is full of camping equipment, or in this case, whatever totes Roman and Tommy keep in their Defender, you don't want to have to dig through all of your stuff just to get access to your recovery gear. And one of the great things about the RGB is that you don't have to, because it's on the outside of the vehicle, it's where you need it, and that makes life a lot easier. The dimensions of this recovery gearbox are 24 by 24 by 7 inches, which means in total you have over 1,850 cubic inches of storage space. And as you can see, we really haven't even started to tap into that. There's room for us to throw a bunch more tools, really anything that you find yourself needing out on the trail. Because we take our Land Rover Defender off-road all the time, we decided that this was the best vehicle to put our recovery gearbox on. However, this is a universal fit product. It's easy to install with no tools required, and it will go on anything that has a spare tire on the back. After a good bit of off-roading on the trail at speed, you can see everything is still in here solid. It's not coming loose, so there's no need to worry about it shaking off. TFL viewers can get a 10% discount off of the $215 price by using the code TFL discount when ordering the RGB. All in all, the RGB is a great way to store your recovery gear, because once again, you're not gonna get the inside of your car dirty. That's the nicest thing out here in Colorado. It's a great way to keep everything secure because it doesn't really wanna move around. It's lockable, and it looks pretty cool on the back of this truck. Anyways, that's all for this video. Be sure to go back to TFLoffroad.com for more news, views, and real-world reviews, and we'll see you in the next one. We just pulled into a car wash and we want to find out if the recovery gearbox is going to protect the items inside from water, and high pressured water at that. So let's bust out this pressure washer and see how it does. Check that out. There's water all around the outside of it, but on the inside, it's pretty much perfectly dry.